If you are anything like me, you love film like photos.
You love to feel imperfections, grain, colors.
What would you get if you were put these all together? The answer is Dehancer. Okay, hear me out. This is not a sponsored video, but I got a license for free to try it out and to tell you what I think about it. And spoilers, it's awesome. There is a lot to unpack here. Dehancer is a project focusing on emulating film-like aesthetics for photos and videos. And in this video, I will be focusing just on photography. First of all, you'll need a decent photo because editing is just half the story. Once you have a photo, open it up. RAW photo would be best, but JPEG works as well. I'll be using the recommended settings from Dehancer and I made it into a preset, so you can do it as well. Once you open up your photo, I would recommend duplicating it and convert it into a smart object, because Dehancer can be used as a smart filter, so that's great. Now filter, Dehancer, Dehancer film, and boom, now we're cooking. You can either start from scratch or use a preset. I usually start with the preset and tweak the settings as I go. I usually start with the source settings and I go down one by one, and I like to fiddle with each slider and see what it does. But if you want to understand every single effect, Dehancer has a guide for you, but I'm not using guides, so let's fiddle with it. And once you're done with your edit, you can just hit OK, or you can save it as your preset, which I'm going to do right now. To save your preset, just hit a plus, test 2, Fulmo, add preset. And my preset is saved right here. I hit OK, and I think it looks pretty cool, before after. And if I want to go back to edit, I can just double tap the Dehancer film, it loads right up, and I can adjust whatever I want. I hit OK. But I don't like this one, so I'll go back. And just one tip for you, retouch your photo before using the filter. Because if you want to retouch anything with all the grain and all the effects applied, it will be harder. So what to do if you already edited your photo and you want to go back to retouch it? I would hide the edited photo, duplicate the original photo once again, rasterize it, because if I double tap now, it would go back to raw editing. So right click, rasterize layer. Now retouch whatever you want. If you're using multiple layers like me, you can hit Ctrl-Alt-Shift-E and it will merge all the layers below. Once your photo is ready, just right click, convert it to smart object, you go back to filters, just go back to Dehancer, Dehancer film. And the great thing about Dehancer is it saves your last edit, so there is your last edit, tweak whatever you want, hit OK, and you have the exact same edit just with retouch photo, so I think that's pretty neat. What I like about Dehancer, I like you have control over everything. You can adjust everything you want, that's great, I just love it. And specifically I like to adjust my film grain because it has a lot of great options. I've never seen such detailed settings pretty much in anything. And I love the halation and bloom effect because it was really difficult for me to replicate the effect. So hats off to you. The mask mode is awesome, you can see exactly what I'm doing, so that's great. And I love the colors overall, they're just gorgeous. I also like the fact that you can save your preset, but you can also import it and export it. So you can share your presets online, that's great. And another huge plus for me is that you can use Dehancer as a smart filter. I love to see that. I also like the fact that there are a lot of presets from the get-go. You have plenty to choose from. I also like when you hit a spacebar, you can see your before and after. Another function I like is double-clicking. You can see your 100% and the whole image. It's also great to see that the UI is scaled up. I have a 4K monitor and you can see all the buttons are just the right size. If you've ever used any other plugin, you know it's quite common that UI has problem with scaling on 4K displays, but with this one, no complaints. I also like that you can implement the Dehancer in your Photoshop actions. And I already mentioned the last edits, which is great because if you're editing in batches, this is a great tool. I also had a small list of negatives, but the Dehancer came out with beta version and a lot of the problems got fixed, which I really like to see because it's a great indication that the developers still develops. because it indicates that the developers really care about the user experience. And the only bug I encountered was when I freshly open up the Photoshop imported photo and I go to Dehancer, it just doesn't show me anything. I don't see anything. That's the only bug I encountered. I just hit cancel, open it again, and it works just fine. So that's just a minor bug and I'm sure it will get fixed in future. There are also few features I'd like to see in the future. The first one is... okay, my Photoshop just crashed, so that's bug number 2. Right off the bat, I don't like that the Dehancer opens up in just a small window, and every time I have to go full screen. I would like to see Dehancer go full screen from the get-go, or just to remember your last option. I'd like to see an option to use smaller increments. I don't know, you just hit Alt or Control and you would get smaller increments for more precise edits. That's the thing I'd like to see. I also would like to see some blur effects like blur the edges. It's simple as that. And the last thing I'd like to mention is that I cannot use my decimal comma. I can use just decimal point. So if the plugin would work with a decimal comma as well, that would be great. So would I recommend this plugin? Absolutely. For the price, it's a great value plugin. I just love it and I will be using it from now on. And if you want a price to get even better, use my affiliate code Fulmo for 10% off. It will also help me, so it's a win-win situation. If you have any questions about the plugin or anything else, just feel free to ask me. Thank you for your time and I'll see you next time. See ya!